Hi Chelsea fans, Chels Daft here, and I'm bored. I'm bored of international football. I want the Premier League back. I want Chelsea back. So frustrating. So I'm thinking, what video should I do today to put out there? And it's simple really. The question I'm going to ask every single one of you, you've seen the title of this particular video. How do you feel about Chelsea right at this very moment? And when I ask the question, I'm just talking about the season so far. How are you feeling about everything? What are you hoping for to see? Anyone in particular stand out? Anybody impress, improve? I'm just going to give you my take on what I've seen so far this season. And let's get cracking. As I say, guys, it's a Saturday afternoon. It's boring at the moment. The weekends are about football, proper football. I know England are playing Belgium tomorrow, but I'll give that a watch, I suppose. But I just wanted to just tap into how you feel about Chelsea so far to where we're at this season. We've picked ourselves up with a good win and a good performance in the last game. After a decent start against a good Brighton team, obviously we then lost against Liverpool. We then dropped points against West Brom. Come back against Palace, and it's sort of been a bit stop-start, hasn't it, really, if you think about it. It's one where you looked at the fixtures. Obviously, we're aware the Liverpool game was going to be hard, and you would have thought that we should have had at least 9 points. We find ourselves currently with 7, and I mean, it's not too bad. We're sitting there sort of around, I don't know, what is it, 8th, 9th, whatever it is. I haven't even looked at the table, to be honest with you. But the thing is as well is we've still got some positives to come back in. A lot of people have showed their hands already with the squad they got, with the team they've got. Have made signings, haven't made signings. There's a lot of conjecture about what other teams have done in the transfer window compared to what we've done. You've got to be happy with what we've done, the players that we've brought in. It's strengthened the team. It's strengthened the competition for places, which is what you want. And to think that we've still got Christian Pulisic to come back in, Hakim Ziyech to come back in, and strengthen the options that we've got. And that's a massive positive. It's a big, big positive. We've seen players that have started and then have sort of been left out. We've seen players that are not involved at all. And you wonder what's going to happen. You've seen players that have started but obviously didn't impress whatsoever and have been dropped. We've seen players that have only been given a small amount of opportunity in the 4 Premier League games and the League Cup games so far. And of course, we've seen players leave on loan or in permanent transfers throughout the whole window up until the window closed. And I generally feel that we're in a positive. We're moving in the right direction. The players are beginning to get to know each other. They're beginning to gel and to bond. And to be honest, this international break has come at a bad time for us because the performance against Palace was a good one. Palace had gone and beat Man United at Man United, don't forget. And Palace are a well-organised, disciplined team. And, okay, we struggled first half. Second half, I know there was 2 penalties, but we've done the job. 4-0. What more can you ask for? And I just think that we were literally at a time where it was beginning to come together and we could really kicked on. Obviously, we hope that we do that against Southampton next weekend, but you could really done without this international break. So the most important thing that we need to consider where we're sitting here now and we're looking back at how we started the season is that Frank and the Chelsea board addressed the areas where we needed to strengthen. Edouard Mendy, we hope that his thigh injury, which was reported on my news video yesterday, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It'll be linked at the end of this video. He's picked up a thigh injury, which we hope is not too bad. But he's come in and bolstered the options we got in goal. We no longer have to rely on Willy Caballero to step in. And you know he's just not number 1 anyway. Defence, we've bolstered with Thiago Silva and we've bolstered with Ben Chilwell. Kurt Zouma again continues to step up to the plate and impress. Despite the fact that we lost against West Brom, Andreas Christensen had a good game. A decent game, you have to say. He didn't do himself any harm whatsoever. Fikayo Tomori, when he's featured, has been good. He's back in favour, which is a positive. The big loser, Tony Rudiger, and we wait to see what's going to happen. He's obviously spoke out, or he's the national manager of Germany, Joachim Löw, has spoken out saying he tried to do everything he could to leave. Didn't happen. That's going to be interesting to see how the defence plays out. If we're going to switch to a 3 at the back or stick with a 4-man defence, including the fullbacks. Into midfield, and we're looking strong again. We've got the likes of Kai Havertz, who's come in. As I say, Hakim Ziyech is in to bolster the options that we've got going forward. In the middle of midfield, it looks as though Jorginho has literally sort of given himself another chance under Frank and is doing quite well. He's still not the ideal defensive midfielder, but he's better than he was. N'Golo Kanté, we hope we can keep him fit. N'Golo Kanté is just N'Golo Kanté. And it's surprising really to see Mateo Kovacic sort of been in and out or not involved. And bearing in mind he was the player of the year last season, I wonder if Frank is just trying not to burn him out. Hauled off at half-time against West Brom. Didn't feature, hasn't started in all the games, which is unusual. So again, that's something to see and hopefully to see the players develop. Callum Hudson-Odoi in recent weeks has come on and done really, really well. We started in the game against Crystal Palace. It was good to see him taking players on. Heavily involved against West Brom in that second half, got his goal. Good to see from Callum, despite the fact that Bayern tried to buy him again with a massive late bid. Chelsea stood firm, which is great to see. And then you look at Mason Mount and what he's been asked to do, and Kai Havertz and Timo Werner to play out of position or play in wide areas until, as I say, Pulisic and Ziyech are coming back in. And then up top, Timo needs to play him through the middle. That's when you're going to get the best out of him. Tammy's come in and done okay. Got himself a goal against West Brom. Frustrated against Crystal Palace. Obviously, him and Jorginho on the penalty incident we won't talk about. And Olivier Giroud has had a bit part at the moment, but then he goes and plays for France and scores 2 goals. One of them an absolute cracker. So it's beginning to come together, and that's the overall feeling for me. Thank God we beat Crystal Palace, and we got ourselves on 7 points from a possible 12. It looks much better than it did. We dropped points against Palace. We're going to be sitting there with just 5 points. But then you look at the situation with the last weekend, United and Liverpool, and the goals they conceded, the amount of goals they conceded. I said at the time, we thought we had problems at the back. I mean, it would be one of their fans right now having to wait 2 weeks to try and put it right. So overall, I've got a feeling that we're getting there. There's room for improvement, but again, we've got players to come in that haven't featured hardly at all yet to strengthen us. As I say, a lot of clubs have already shown their hand with what they've signed and who they haven't signed, but we've still got those that have come in and done well, and more to come, which is good to see. And we can only get better, and that's the thing. Just as I say, international break come at the wrong time. That's my overall feeling, is that I'm excited about the season still. We've done better in the recent weeks, and there's so much more to come, and that's the overall feeling. What do you guys feel? What do you Chelsea fans think overall of the season so far? Positives, negatives, and what you're looking forward to. Post your comments in the comments section below. Smash the like button for me if you like the video. Then subscribe to the channel, but make sure you hit the bell for notifications. I'm going to take a day off tomorrow, so we'll be back with another video on Monday, not tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a good time. See you all Monday.